So in this video, we'll look into how we can use Eclipse, which is an IDE, to work with SQLancer. So in principle, this should also apply to other IDEs, for example, IntelliJ, but given that Eclipse is open source and free, we'll use this IDE in this video. So first we need to download Eclipse. For that, I'm already on the Eclipse homepage here, and I can press to download the latest version. So typically, the version that I download is the Eclipse IDE for Java developers, because SQLancer is written in Java. Right. So here, now I could click the download button. Actually, I already downloaded it. So you can already see here the downloaded archive. And next, I'm going to extract the IDE to a separate directory. So this will take a couple of seconds, and then we should already be able to launch Eclipse. Here next we have to select the workspace. For now I will just leave the default one. And next we should also make sure that we have SQLancer downloaded. So let's clone SQLancer from GitHub. Okay, cloned. And now we're actually already ready to import SQLancer into our Eclipse workspace. For that, I'm going to File, Import. Then there is this Maven category, and I'm selecting existing Maven projects. Clicking Next, then also selecting the directory into which I cloned SQLancer. And then I can already click on Finish. So as you can see now, it's importing, also building. This will take a while, but you can already see that now we can see the individual Java packages that that belong to the project. So here now we can already navigate to the main class, and this is basically the entry point for all of SQLancer. So now, for example, we can right-click on it, run as, and then Java application. It's still indexing, but we can already see that it's starting. And it's actually already executing queries. So the first time you actually started, you might observe something different. For that, let me just delete the configuration of the last run. So we're just deleting this here. So the first time you started, again, clicking right on it, run as and Java application. So the first time it will just show you all the options that SQLancer supports, because you basically started the jar without providing any additional options. But then you can go to Run Configurations. You can click on arguments here. And then as program arguments, for example, what you can do is you can click on, like you can select SQLite if you want to test the database system. And also, for example, specified Oracle. So in this case, I will select Nurek. And now if I start the execution again, we should see the output from before. Right? We basically see now that SQLancer is running, and it's testing SQLite in this case. Great. So what can we do next? We can, for example, debug the execution. For example, now we selected the Nurek Oracle. So perhaps we want to see what the Nurek Oracle is actually doing. For this, we need to figure out, first of all, where the test oracle is implemented. So I'm now navigating to the class that specifies the options of SQLite, right? The SQLite free options class. Actually, many other database systems also have this option class. And then there should be somewhere a class, a field that specifies the test oracles. You can see here, right? Here we have this oracle option. And now I navigate to this oracle factory here. And here you can see that all the different test oracles are specified, right? Including the Nurek one, And here there is a correspondence between the name of the Oracle enum and the one that actually can be used as an option when launching SQLancer. Right, so here, if we specify NOREC as a test oracle, then this NOREC oracle here will be instantiated. Right, so now I'm going to this NOREC oracle, and the check method here basically invokes the test oracle for a given database state. And I'm not going too much into detail, but at a high level, what NOREC does is it generates a random so-called optimized query, so a query that the database system might optimize, and then it derives a non-optimized query or unoptimized query that that should no longer trigger some of the optimizations or potentially some of the optimizations that could be performed on an optimized query, and then it compares whether the results of these two queries are in correspondence. If not, basically we would have found an optimization bug in the database system. And here you can see, right, we have an optimized query string, we have an unoptimized query string, and then we are basically comparing here the two counts. So what we can do now, for example, is we can set a breakpoint. So I'm double clicking now here on this line, and then I'm launching SQLancer. And then you can see that SQLancer already stopped the execution, right? So now we are able to actually see what are the values of the optimized query. So here you can see that we have quite a complex predicate, right? Involving some correlates, also is not, and so on. And then we also have the unoptimized query, which looks quite similar, but now actually the predicate is in front right after the select. Now if I'm stepping to the next line, we can actually see the values of the optimized count and the unoptimized count, and both of them are free, which is expected. Right? If it were not free, then below here we would throw an exception, and this would then indicate that we have found a bug in the database system. Now, one thing that you might also notice is that actually below here we have a lot of different threads. But different threads, because by default database like SQLancer will spawn multiple threads. But actually for debugging, this can be a bit more tricky to understand what's going on, or perhaps multiple threads will hit the breakpoint at the same time. So often when debugging, what I do is I set the number of threads to 1. Right? For this, we can have a look at the main options, for example. There we somewhere have the number of threads option, but I could also look it up by invoking SQLancer without any arguments. But it's also in the main options. And then here, before the SQLite command, I can specify number of threads equals to 1. And now, let me run the debug mode again. So now you can see that there is only one testing thread that is active. Yeah, and this is basically how you can use Eclipse to run and debug SQLancer and also develop it. Great, thank you for listening again.